Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. See ya. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday, pay it forward Friday, we'll season the day. Digital finance, harmony of love, serving food for what those two, rising every day at Eastern on P2GTV. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
All right. Grand Rising, and welcome to Pay It Forward Friday with Breakfast with the Thomases. I'm your girl, Ruby T, coming through right now on the ones and twos.
Grand Rising. This is Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live one gram at a time. And we need a little light around here.
What?
I was saying we need a little light. It's like it seems a little dark, but all right, we got that.
You are a little dim today. That's crazy.
Let's get a little shine.
Okay, so what we doing today, Mr. Thomas?
Today's a good day. Happy Friday. Happy Women's Month, because they're still celebrating. And there's a lot going on, This is not the news channel, so you ain't gonna get that craziness going on. But I gotta say one thing.
I'm handling that.
To the Navy out there, out in the Gulf, who had that major fire, I hope all is well. Thank you for doing what you do. I'm glad it was handled quite quickly. That did make the news, but we all have members who are out serving. So just shout out to you guys. Thank you for doing what you do. Now,
Mr. Thomas.
Yep.
You do realize that was not a United States vote, right?
Yes, I know.
Okay, just making sure. You understand the what you call it. I'm just happy that nobody got hurt. Yeah. Well, the two people who did get hurt did not get severely hurt.
No, we did not. But you guys do what you do for whoever you do it for.
And that's what the thing is. If you're serving your country, you deserve the love and affection of all people on this planet. Like I said, the war is not ours. It's not the man standing on the. It's not the man's standing on the solid ground. It's not your war. Remember that. Mm-hmm. You are not my enemy. In whatever country you are, you're not my enemy. I am not your enemy.
Nope.
We all want to be here. We all are trying to be on this planet together. And I think that when we have factions of control, or should say factions of government, we get in. We're in. Like they say, you in for a penny, you in for a pound.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Isn't it? You know what I'm saying?
Very true. Very true.
I have no dislove or dislike for anyone on this planet. You know why? Because I serve something bigger than a government. I serve something bigger than a government. It's the planet itself. It's the creator of this whole planet. And until we start serving the creator of the whole planet without bias, we're going to keep going through this, and people going to keep getting hurt because of stupid stuff.
That's the thing, moving without bias. You can't there's no sides in this. No one wins at this.
No one wins. That's right.
No one wins at this. One of the things that, that's really out there is, I was out there looking at one of the big things they're talking about is oil going up, blocking of the straits. But this is all a political play for where the money is going right now. And I want you guys to listen to, we got Taylor Kenny this morning. And I had a hard time picking what to play today, honestly, because there's so many different versions of what's going on. I'm gonna be very honest. It took all it had in me not to play the one from Fox News today, because that was so
please don't
blow up in the smoke.
Well, see, the thing about it is this. I tell everybody, stop getting okie doke out of following the money. Stop it, because that's all that matters. You have to follow the money. We've been taught that if you want to find out what the root of something is, you got to follow the money. Every detective,
Every time.
every person in surveillance, detective, whatever, is going to look. Every lawyer has been told, just follow the money.
Follow the money. And it's funny, that as funny as it sounds, that is usually 9 times out of 10, that is the answer to what the mystery that evolves.
Yeah. Somehow there is some finance or some payoff. So if you follow the money, you'll be better off in all of this. You'll get a better view. So let's get started, baby.
Let's get started.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Let's bring this to the forefront.
Oh yeah. Let's get popping.
Okay, let me get this over here in my mouth.
The last time that a war in the Middle East collided with the global oil market, it triggered one of the most painful decades in modern American history.
That 1973-74 oil embargo led to nationwide fuel shortages. Oil prices doubled, then quadrupled.
In 1973, the oil shock didn't just raise energy prices. It fed an inflation crisis that was already building, crushing Americans' purchasing power and raising interest rates to levels the country could barely survive. Inflation eventually slowed, but the purchasing power that was lost never came back. Today, we are 2 weeks into a new war in the Middle East, and oil supply concerns are at an all-time high. Prices surged to over $100 a barrel before reversing just as fast and then creeping back up again, causing extreme volatility. And suddenly, one of the most dreaded words in economics is back on the table: stagflation. But this isn't just about gas prices going up, though they have, with Americans paying 50 cents more per gallon on average just in the last week. This is about a coalition of forces that we have seen play out before: war, oil, inflation, weakening growth, and a monetary system already under tremendous strain. But this time, the starting conditions are far worse than they were 50 years ago. But what can we learn from the 1970s about what's coming next for inflation, the dollar, and gold? What's different today that has everyone so concerned? And most importantly, how can you use this information to protect yourself against what's coming next? But before we can understand what's coming next and how to prepare, we first have to understand what stagflation is. Often considered one of the most painful economic conditions, stagflation is when inflation rises, unemployment rises, and economic growth slows, all at the same time. Now, normally you'd expect that if the economy's slowing, prices are going to cool with it. But during stagflation, everything's going wrong at once. In fact, up until the 1970s, most economists thought stagflation was impossible. But that assumption was based on a monetary system that was still tied to gold. Up until 1971, there was a limitation on how fast monetary expansion could happen. But once President Nixon delinked the dollar from gold, the handcuffs were off. Monetary expansion accelerated, igniting inflation. And when the oil shock hit in 1973, tremendous economic pain followed. Those who lived through it remember it well. Oil prices surged 300%. Inflation hit double-digit numbers. Interest rates eventually reached 21%, all while unemployment rates grew and the economy struggled under the weight of it all.
Gene Rollins was driving during that time.
I can remember gas was kind of hard to get.
Certain gas stations would run out of gas, so then you had to go to another station looking for gas.
But oil didn't create the inflation of the 1970s. It merely exposed and accelerated a monetary problem that was already there. But today, the monetary problem is much more dire, starting with the dollar itself. Now, in the 1970s, the dollar was weak, coming off of the gold standard. But thanks to the petrodollar agreement and lack of alternative options, central banks and foreign investors still piled into U.S. debt into the dollar. But today, central banks are no longer assuming that the U.S. dollar will be the global reserve currency. They are actively challenging its role, positioning instead into assets such as gold. The safety net that the U.S. has taken for granted all of these years is fraying. At the same time, the labor market is weakening. Last week's payroll data showed February losing 92,000 jobs. That was reported. If history shows us anything, those numbers will likely be revised even lower. This comes on the heels of unemployment reaching 4.4%. Momentum is moving in reverse. But rising unemployment is only one of three parts of this puzzle. The second one is inflation. Now, as oil supply shocks continue to ripple throughout the economy, we will see prices rise everywhere, not just at the pump. They will impact manufacturing, production, food, you name it, at a time when inflation is still above the supposed 2% target, which brings us to number 3. Economic strain. With a debt to GDP ratio of 122%, yes, the economy still is technically growing, but contrary to the mainstream media's narrative, it is not as healthy as you would think. Corporate bankruptcies have surged to the highest level since the aftermath of the great financial crisis. We are seeing credit cracks in private credit, commercial real estate, over-leveraged and underfunded sectors of the economy that cannot go on forever. And businesses are ringing the alarm bell about slowing demand and growth. Even technology, the darling of the economy, is seeing a slowdown as more companies accelerate layoffs and parse back their expectations based on AI futures. In other words, rising prices, rising unemployment, and a weakening economy right at the exact same time that we have an oil shock hit, the same setup that happened in the 1970s. But here's the part that nobody's talking about today that will directly impact you: the solution. See, 50 years ago, they had a solution, a painful one, but it was a solution. They raised rates in the early 1980s up to 21% to break the inflation spiral. Now, it triggered a deep recession, but it did break the spiral. But today, that solution might not be available. In 1973, the U.S. debt was close to $450 billion. Today, we are on the verge of $40 trillion. That's not just a larger problem, that is a structural problem. Every 1% in rates adds hundreds of billions of dollars in interest costs to a government that is already running a massive deficit. In other words, the Fed's hands are tied. But if the cure that slowed inflation last time is no longer available, what are we going to do? Well, before I tell you my thoughts, tell me yours. I want to hear from you. In the comments below, let me know, is it too late, or is there something you would do that would slow the incoming crisis? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Because the Fed has effectively backed themselves into a corner here. If they were to raise rates realistically to 21 or more percent, what would happen? Interest payments would skyrocket and we would need more buyers of our debt at a time when there are less buyers. There would not be enough buyers for our debt. You can't have that. So what's the alternative? You let inflation run wild, at which point the nominal amount of debt doesn't change, but the real value of the debt changes. They devalue, they inflate away the debt burden, which also inflates away your purchasing power. But history does give us a very important clue about what we can do next, regardless of how this unfolds. If you look at the decade, from roughly 1972 to 1982, most assets performed very poorly. If you start with the stock market, everyone who was heavily invested in the stock market, well, they took a round trip to nowhere, ended up where they started, but that's only if you don't account for inflation, which, as we established, was rising rapidly. During this time period, the purchasing power of the dollar was reduced by roughly 60%, if not more, meaning for every dollar you had at the start of 1972, it was worth 40 cents on the dollar just 10 years later. Now that goes for your stock investments as well. You would have lost 60% of your retirement, your checking, your savings, everything you had invested that was dollar denominated. Over half of your wealth would have been gone like that in 10 years. But there was one asset that protected wealth. In 1971, when President Nixon delinked the dollar from gold, gold went from $35 an ounce over the next decade up to roughly $850 an ounce. That is a 24x gain. While everyone who had their wealth split between dollar savings, checking, stock market, bonds lost over half of their wealth, those who protected their wealth before, who had the foresight to position and prepare with the strategy before, were able to 24x their wealth, creating not only opportunity on the other side of the decade, but lasting generational wealth for themselves and their families. Now, let me ask you, if the same forces, war, oil, rising inflation, rising unemployment, and a weakening economy, if those forces are all coming together again the same way they did in the 1970s, do you have a strategy in place right now to protect your wealth for the next decade, for the next 20, 30, 40 years, for generational wealth? Because hoping that something will work out, hoping that those in power have your best interests at heart, those are not real strategies. Now, of course, I believe everyone should have physical gold and silver for what's coming next, but the strategy component, really understanding the currency life cycle and where we are within that reset, that is what is going to make the difference in protecting your wealth through this reset, which is why I am so excited to share that I will be doing a live, completely free webinar next Tuesday, March 17th, called Devalued Overnight, Protecting Your Wealth Through the Reset. This is March 17th, Tuesday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Again, it is completely free and it is 100% live, including a live Q&A, because I know you all have a lot of questions out there. Now, make sure you save your seat because there will be limited seats available. You can register for free scanning the QR code, or there is a link in the description below. You can click on that. Either way, just save your seat so I know you're coming, and I look forward to seeing you there. And while I will be breaking down on that webinar why your portfolio might be rising while your wealth is falling, where we are in the currency life cycle, and the biggest risk to you and how to protect yourself, I know many of you might have questions in the meantime. So you can always call us at the number below. And if any of this information was helpful to you, please like, subscribe, and share with a loved one. Help us get the message out, because education is key to everything we do here at ITM Trading. And as always, thank you.
Okay. Hey, all right. And she is right. Education is everything. It is the first thing you must seek before purchasing. We have plenty of people on different platforms today just loving up on us, and we want to say thank you for being in this space. We hope that you guys are getting, so this is our Pay It Forward Friday. Information is the best thing you can get today, especially information in advance of activity. Yeah. And we are trying, we're here with the Breakfast with the Thomases to keep you guys ahead of the game, because we ain't all we got. We all we got. My husband was just talking about he was thinking about putting up Fox News. I said to ask y'all a question. How has Fox News ever enhanced your life? Have you ever actually done anything forward moving utilizing the broadcast news?
You know, it's funny. Fox News, it was so much rhetoric. I mean, even if you were at the understanding what the political market and what the financial market was, you'd have been so confused. And I said, I can't do that to people.
My goal is to confuse, Mr. Thomas. You know that.
The goal
of media.
My goal is to get clarity out. The goal was clarity.
So let's talk about what matters to our community, because that's what we're here for.
Yes.
And I was going to let somebody know, our community, we all the people. You better get out that crayon box, because if you're sticking in the crayon box and letting people put you out of places that you need to be in, then you are keeping yourself down. That's self-oppression. There is nowhere any one of you should not be in any conversation.
Not at all.
Your life. Got it? It doesn't matter what you were born into. It's where you are taking yourself as you are here. And I need you guys to get that today is a new day. The financial terrain looks like 1973 and way worse, because the same tactics have been employed, but we didn't know what was going down then.
No.
We have information, and it's time to be smart and use it. This is the pay it forward Friday method.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You just got a nugget. What you gonna do with it? Most of y'all will spend it. Others will throw it away. They don't know the value. Most of y'all be like, I don't know what to do with this. Well, that's one of the reasons why you're on a P2G sponsored show. You're sitting here in a space where an education system exposes the system and puts it in play with strategies for people at a very, I'm letting y'all know, I love Taylor Kenny. I love ITM trading, but that ain't for everybody. Everybody's not there, and everybody's not going to get there by going and attending one meeting. Y'all going to need to educate. We're going to have to really get ourselves in there. Look, quoting the Black Panther Party, education is the only key, and we got to do it for ourselves. We are out here on the ground, grassroots, educating our people about how this system works and how to make it work for you. I'm not telling you take up arms, but I do have brothers that will show you how to manage your stuff legally and lawfully. I'm not out here telling you to go against anything. I'm telling you to handle your business so you have a ground to stand on. And I'm showing you arm in arm how to do it. But if you don't handle your business, if you're not willing to step up your game, that's not my problem. We're not here to save nobody. We're here to teach people how to save themselves from a system that has been saving itself, using you. If you don't turn to the battery, look, I'm be honest, I got blown away when I saw The Matrix, and when Neo was explained the exact conditions in which they were living, and it came down to becoming a battery, being a battery for the power that be. Y'all haven't figured it out. Look. You're on the treadmill running while the masters are running you, and you're making sure they stay where they are. My question is where's your wealth? What are you building in your life? And many people they'll talk, but my question is really, who's a part of that movement? Because you're a part of Bezos movement. You're a part of, and that we just had that discussion about how we will put money into some third party, but not push it back into our own community. Don't worry, baby. Don't worry. There's a place for you too. Because P2G is we're not just about talk. We do this every day. Ask my students. Some of y'all are on here. Y'all need to share your experience with crypto, with the building of crypto, the knowledge, all the stuff we told you 5 years ago this world was going to look like today. Everything we said is showing up. But we prepared. Y'all see that? That's a difference. We got the information early. We shared it. How many of y'all prepared? Now we still in the early stages. How many of y'all getting ready? Because all the machine did was move faster. It didn't. There's no new machine. This ain't new. I could show you all of the clippings and everywhere. I could give you clippings and paperwork on when all this stuff was put down. You will not believe it because you'll ask yourself, where were you then and what were you doing? It's not about crypto.
You're not even going to remember.
It's about systems. It's about strategy. And if you're still in the same conversation with the same folks, you ain't moving forward. And that's not even possible till you change your groups. You have to change your exposure. Baby, let me tell you. And people tell my relatives, you don't even watch the news. That lady mama she been kidnapped a long time.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Absolutely nothing to do. I have no way of helping that woman.
There's nothing
I can do for her. And so why would I occupy my time when I'm already struggling and I'm already in jail? I'm in a jail, a financial and physical location. Actually, I've been breaking myself out for some years. I broke out some years ago, y'all. But you live in a jail cell where you are walking back and forth to the same spaces without options of getting out and going anywhere your heart desires, because you don't even know what your heart needs to desire. You haven't seen anything other than what's been presented on television, and that's to get your attention to buy something.
Mm-hmm.
Your whole world's a distraction. Oh, Ruby, you don't even watch the news. You don't watch the news? No. I don't sit here and flip through disaster after disaster going on in the world I can't control. You know what I do? I educate myself. I share with people who are looking to go somewhere. We research the world only to find out where it is not only safe, opportunistic, and building people with minds like ours. We stop wasting time. We invite you guys to the conversation every Wednesday. It's free. Our classes, you got to pay tuition just like you go to college. Only in our classes, when you come out, you got a new way to make money. And all you got to do is jump off the curb.
Look, you ain't never said.
By the time you leave our class, all you got to do is pull the trigger. You done watched us pull the trigger several times and watching money happen over time. Ooh, you wasting time.
And we got a class. We have a class right now that's in the challenge, and they're actually taking this on. They're doing work. They're getting in. They're in the game. They literally have their boots on the ground, making moves for themselves. Not only in the classroom, but in the actual.
Right. A lot of people, oh, we're making money together. I hear it all the time. I've got people who have traded. I have people who learn this information that have trading groups. I don't have trading groups. I teach everybody how all of crypto is available to make you money, from trading to DeFi to anything you choose to build your wallet the way you are comfortable. Y'all get that? Everybody not a trader.
No, they're not.
You know,
Learn
and
that.
I hate to say it, but most trade groups turn into social clubs. And I found that out by being a part of too many and realized I'm not much of a trader. I just need to know what's happening. I need the information about the markets so I can figure out ways to look at the market and go get money out of it in other ways that's more for me. I like passive income. I don't like to have my heart up and down through days and clicking buttons. But, you know, I'll do a little some of that. You know, I had a good coach out there. I'm going to let y'all know. I give love to everybody. I don't care what condition our little relationship is in. If you did good by me, then we good. I let folks know there's no grudges. You know why? Because I don't have time. We don't got time for grudges. Money ain't got time for you to sit in there being emotional. Stop making
it never does.
Things that control your life. When you got something and somebody in your life that's doing good for you, you make a mistake, you mess up, you apologize, you come back. I let folks know straight up, I apologize for whatever I do. But you know what I don't do? I don't sulk in it. You got to be willing to stand up and have the hard conversations so that life can go on. When you live your life with purpose, everything falls in a line. And even the things that go out are for your benefit. And we're talking about, seriously, some of y'all got to say sorry and come back. Y'all get where I'm coming from? Because we got a big goal and there's a lot of opportunity here. But you know what gets in the way of our community every time? Feelings.
Ego.
Yep, your feelings. Even the ones that think they understand that they're not in an emotional stage. It's not emotion. It's just getting the work done.
You know, one of the things that we have to look for in the community. Go ahead. Finish up.
Go ahead,
one of the things that we got to look at in the community, and this is where I'm at, only because you hear so much people talk about why they're doing this to me. Why is this? Why is that?
Yes. Oh my God.
No, it's not. The day does not exist. What does exist is that we're dealing with something called inflation. There's something to do with unemployment. There's things like debt crises that are going on. But all of that is going on all around you. But where are you at? Because you can't manage the stuff around you. You can only manage what's at your doorstep. And have you started to work at your doorstep where you can say, okay, well, look, maybe I can start paying myself first. One of the things that we speak to all the time in this platform. Pay yourself because
Mr. Thomas, hold on a second. Because some people are they're getting flushed. They're like, pay yourself first. What is that? I ain't got no money. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna, like I said, I told you guys, I'm gonna give you the formula. And some of y'all called for me. Y'all text me. Y'all asked me, and I sent it to you. There is no future if you don't prepare for it. There's no future without preparation. And paying yourself forward, meaning having the discipline to take literally a dime out of every dollar, a penny out of every dime. If you have that much discipline, you can have the world. You can have calm, peace and calm, that there is always something. There's always something. No one can take anything from you when you got that.
Yep.
Is anybody, I hope this is driving home with somebody.
Because that is a real thing.
Folks, too many folks live at the, I don't got nothing. No, you don't have a lot of something according to you. You just need something that is not obligated elsewhere. Y'all got that? And when you pay yourself first, you take the obligation away. The government knows better. They know to get their money first from you. They like, they don't trust you to pay them back. And then they come back for the rest just in case the numbers is wrong.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't come for your numbers, they won't give it to you.
Your uncle comes right for yours first. He puts his tag right on there.
Seriously.
And you can't even say anything about it because you just signed that W-2 and said, okay, take mine.
I trust you to be first. I trust you to be first.
Look, it's funny.
That.
Over the time when doing this program and being in it as a participant and a facilitator, I think I realized our biggest thing that goes on is we don't read a lot of stuff that we put our name on.
Yeah.
Our signature just drops on everything that we want to put our name on, so we can say we own something or we did something.
Or we have
not
something.
Realizing that signature is a weight if you don't know what you're doing with it. It's a burden if you don't know what you're doing, and they realize that you're not responsible to handle that burden. So they just say, let you sign your rights and sign your rights away. And that's one of the things and I hate to put it that way.
Okay, and I can put it another way. Your signature is not a weight, it's an advantage to someone. And when you give it away, it becomes a disadvantage to you. So you must learn when and how to give it away. Now that's a conversation we have on Sundays.
That's a Sunday conversation.
That's a Sunday conversation. We share we share your true identity in this country. And if you come on a Sunday night, come it's a free conversation. Go to the website, go and click our button. Let us know. Click the button on the website. Go click that status correction because you'll see it's a big gold and black flyer. Go click it. And I want you all to start looking at yourselves as more powerful. See, that's the thing. You're the power source. You don't know your power. You are the power source. And you're the one to put the cog in the wheel and make the whole damn industry fall apart. But you don't know how to do that. You don't realize that it's got to start in your household. You got to be the first one. Nobody's looking at you like you something new until you are. Until they wonder, how you live your life? How do you get by? Let them wonder. Let them wonder till they ask. And I got to make sure we give some love because I got accused of not giving love to my folks out there in the YouTube. I want to say happy Friday to everybody. Blessings. And just give love to our sisters and brothers who are managing this time in the
Ramadan,
yes. And it is, because it's a serious time. So giving love to our brothers and sisters in Ramadan right now. I'm really excited that you guys are getting so grounded and that you're getting connected to your core. Those who are handling, my Christians are about to go into Lent very soon. Those who are about to get into this space of learning control. We have to start doing things. We have to recognize these are set up to help us cleanse ourselves, get grounded, and get control. This stuff can get through your brain when you're not overwhelmed with the worldly stuff. When you're centered and knowing and learning your power. Because I have to, like I said, I admire those. I'm not Muslim, okay? I'm not Muslim. I'm not a devout Christian. I'm a believer. I believe in God, the one God. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And I'll let you know something. We all were made by somebody with purpose. You're not an accident. No matter how the hell you got here, no matter what your parents said, no matter who left you on the doorstep, no matter what hardships came into your life, as of today, all of that stuff was meant to make you strong.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
To show you that you survive. You are a survivor. You are not just a survivor. You are a thriver, because the fact that you in this room right here, you just got confirmation that something else is coming. Something else is available.
Something right.
Something else is available. Because I work with people from literally all walks of life, education, limited. I'm talking about you ain't got to know how to read. But we got to come together and start helping each other get to what they need. There is no government going to change or save you. I don't care what side you're on. Red or blue, you screwed if you're dependent on them.
Well, say it one more time. Let people hear that, because that's something they don't miss.
Red or blue, you're screwed, because they're not going to save you. They ain't coming to save you. You know who has the ability and the power, has always since day one? You. You have been the one when you pray for something. I love how my Christians come to me and talk about, well, you know, I'm gonna wait on the Lord, and I'm sitting here talking to you about how to come up out of that space. God sent me. He obviously sent you what you asked for, and you won't even have a conversation. This is just some things I've been dealing with, y'all. Don't take it personal. But if you are ready to have a conversation, I get it all the time. I don't take it personal. I just know that walk, and I know where it goes. Look, I'm gonna be honest. That was me with Bitcoin. It sounds like a scam to me. 2014. 4 years after it came out, it was already moving. And my tale in technology since 2006 said it sounded like a scam. Instead
and if you don't know, you don't know.
Instead of getting information, instead of being the smarted pants that I was, and getting information and deciding from what I learned, not what I thought. There's a difference, y'all. There is a difference in acquiring new information and having information stored in your head and thinking it's the world. See, I told you it's a different. You got to get out your emotions, got to get out your feelings.
You got to get out your way is what you got to do.
And that is what's in your way. So it's time. We got to get back. See, I love it because our class is doing so well. I mean, I get on them. Don't get me wrong. I get on them. I'm like, y'all got to get in here. Y'all got to get some of this. I always warn my class about getting out of their own way, because there's so many of us that think that we are limited time. We have the same. I hate it when I used to hear this in my meetings. I used to do this multi-level marketing, different companies back in the day, and I would hear this. We got the same 24 hours. We got the same 24 hours. And in my head, you don't understand my life. No, you don't understand your life. You don't know who's in control. You don't know that you're the only one created that havoc you live in. And you keep perpetuating it on your schedule.
Because you don't think it's habit. You think it's your life, the way
no,
it's your life.
Life is the life you make it. Ain't nobody else putting you through anything. You ain't got no chain on your neck. There's no bars in front of your face. If you leave your house today, who's to hold you back? If you get up in the morning and you pray or you decide to do, nobody is to stop you. Being grateful that you got up this morning. Thank you, Brother Backcast, because we made it. Get where I'm coming from? You made it. You're here to hear my voice. I'm here to see your numbers. I'm here to hear I'm here to read whatever it is. I'm grateful. So in this day, I'm going to make the most of it. And I'm going to be looking for what God got for me, because I remember asking him. And I also remember saying, thank you. Because I know he want me to do. He already got in mind for me. So I'm going to just say thank you, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of y'all a little scared. Oh, my God, she preaching. I'm not preaching, baby. I'm living, and I'm sharing with you what I'm living through. This ain't preaching. I'm telling you that if you just but say something, look somewhere, ask a question, you can have anything you want. I have people that, it's so funny because, I don't know if he's up yet, but shout out Cornell Green. He is our web developer. a website developer. He does so much. It's actually a web portal. He's building our online university. And I'm in a meeting with this man, and it's like the questions that I'm asking. The first question he goes, it's more like you need to ask me what can't we do, not really what can we do, because he's yet to say no. Y'all get that? He has yet to say, no, we can't do something I've asked him to put in the site for all y'all to come in and have a place to call home, feel it, community. Every time can we do this? Can we do that? He says, I think you need to make another list. You need to make a can't do list. Maybe I should tell you what we can't do. It can't leap off the screen. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting there yet. That's the thing we can't do yet. We haven't gotten it to leap off the screen. But soon enough, because we're in the metaverse, we're going to get there. Y'all get where I'm coming from? Yes, I'm not afraid to learn or teach new technology. And so our students are learning to build without needing to go to coding classes. Our students are learning how to they're getting real world skills that we told y'all years ago. Because I used to do Meta Apprentice class. I did a free Meta Apprentice class for 10 weeks. Free. Those meta websites are still up.
Yep.
They're still up. You can come on into, like I said, come on a Wednesday night and just ask, and I'll walk you through our metaverse space. We got a whole mansion with other mansions inside. Oh, baby, it's beautiful. I'll let you know now. If you think that AI is a hard thing to learn, hop in the class. Our students are creating projects right now. They're learning how to use AI. This is stuff when someone go into, y'all got all those files, go do the 28-day learn, blah, blah, blah. I got you. There's 12 weeks in our class. That is one of the learning classes. You're getting multiple skills because the world ain't changed. But while you out there making that money, who's teaching you how to maintain it to keep it growing so in case you get sick, in case you want to go on vacation, in case you got to take a day off, or somebody, God forbid, needs your family needs you, you could just say that because you got the money growing and you know it. You can make your income anywhere you are on this planet.
And we as a people know how to make money.
Yeah.
We just don't know how to keep it. Or not, well, I can't say we. There are people who haven't developed the art or the strategy to keep it working for them while they're sleeping. And we are trying to share that and put people in action and just do it. Just do it. I mean, 10 cents out of every dollar. That's a stick of gum.
Y'all give more to that to your server at the table when y'all go to dinner.
18% right off the cuff.
Y'all give that. You give 18 cents out of every dollar when you go to dinner. Y'all are paying about 20 cents on every delivery from Uber, Grubhub, and all of those. About 20 cents on the dollar. Look up your account. I love the people who post up, and I get this. Folks keep posting up restaurant receipts because y'all have to start paying attention.
When you look at it,
putting your money.
If you think about it, your bill is damn near half of the tip.
Yeah.
They're getting you're tipping half
twice the amount just to impress somebody.
Because we went out to dinner the other night. We went back. We took the kids out, and we were at. I looked at the bill. We were at 37% of the meal, and I'm sitting there looking like, wait a minute, and I'm doing math because now I'm like, hold on. I'm doing math because normally, being understanding the restaurant business, I know there is the guy who the bar back who has to get some money out of the deal. There's the dish guy got to get a little money out of the deal. There's the waitress, the bartender, and then the wait staff. They all got to get their little cut. So I'm saying, okay, that's 18%. On top of 18%, then they're adding the surcharge. That's another damn near 20%. And they're looking at you and then they're telling you if the tip is, and they're so nice about it. They put it in a little box, 15, 18, 22, and they have a box that says other. So they don't feel as though they're forcing you into anything. But the other's at the very bottom. At the very bottom. And most of the time you click the first thing you see. and hand them back the card and your receipt, and they go back and swipe you. By the time you're anywhere between 35 to 38% on top of the meal. Now, this is not 1980 where the people who work there make less than minimum wage and they rocking out on tips alone. No, they're getting half of that bill is going to them because they now required to pay them their minimum wage.
Yeah, I've learned to pay cash. Those tips are cash on my card because I never want the mistake of making that mistake of clicking or putting something. I don't check anything. I write the word cash on there because I tell how I paid them. I gave you cash, I'll give you cash. Now, what's happening in the world is that cash is no longer going to be an option soon. We're looking at the next couple of years. You think you got till 2030? Stop the nonsense. Stop the presses. And look, we've been telling people this since 2020, since 2019. I'm trying to tell you, look, I don't lie. Just go take your tail on go to P2G Networks TV, okay, on YouTube, and go look at our history. Go check out some of the shows, specifically one called Collective Enlightenment. That is a show we're looking to bring back. I'm really excited because we've got some folks that would like to come back and start sharing information on a regular basis. Collective Enlightenment was a group of people that came together with information from different areas, and we brought it together to teach you what was happening in the places that you weren't looking. While you were working and struggling and trying to pay the bills, if you watched our show, you were at least able to get caught up on the things that really mattered. Not the news, not who shot John, not what new celebrity was getting caught out there or who was getting what award, but literally what was happening on the back end of the money trail. The thing that mattered to you, the economy that you didn't get to see but felt in your life. That's Collective Enlightenment. We bringing that back. Also, we brought in a bunch of new resources. We're bringing those back too. We brought in resources to help you get ahead, people who are actually in business doing things to help the community. See, because the problem is we all out here separated. Everybody got their own show. P2G is the network where you come to find multiple education programs that'll take you from kindergarten all the way to college, and you can make what you want and get whatever resources you need. But where are you going to go? You got this one running this course, that one running that course, and everybody is marketing away. We're building the bridge, so we stop. We are creating the Black Wall Street that was on the blockchain.
The true ecosystem.
Is our community going to be spread out? Because that's divide and conquer. No one will take this away.
You know what I like about what we're doing with Black Wall Street? You know, a lot of times you hear about where people come into the community and the money leaves the community. Being in a Black Wall Street, you're circulating it. If you look at it this way. If you can circulate within an ecosystem and keep the funds running throughout the community, guess what? It stays longer and the community thrives longer.
Exactly. This
is the goal of a Black Wall Street, and this is what we want to do. And we're bringing all the entities who are interested in that same mindset.
Now, I got to be careful because Black Wall Street actually is an entity. We have friends who actually run that site. They teach in a similar area. We're also trying to get them to join. We're trying to get the folks that are out there teaching to come to the table with P2G officially. And I mean officially, because unfortunately we got a lot of people out here hustling, and we are not looking for hustlers. We're looking for people who want to build contracts so that we can become the university that we really are, all of us together. Everyone has a place we can fit. And these folks know who they are. So come and reach out. Because I'm tired of everybody putting out. I'm getting all y'all advertisements. And I'm going, do they all know they offering the same thing? But each person I know has a specialty that they can actually offer without overlapping. Our people would be reached if we all played the game at our strengths and supported one another. In my business, in my tech business, we call that co-opetition. But you guys stay in competition with each other. Y'all don't know how to feed each other. It's time to come home. P2G is definitely the network to be a part of. You don't like P2G? Don't worry about it. Promote, but get your tail on. If you would, like I said, stop feeding Jeff Bezos. Y'all put your books and everything on Amazon, but you won't put it on your platform where your people are. Come on, somebody. There's a problem with that. You are perpetuating the problem, talking about you're the answer. You can't be the answer if you're not doing it.
If you're not doing the work, you can't be anything.
Website popping open in April. This website is popping open in April. We're going to make sure all the logins and everything is. It's a free It's a free general membership. Membership to programs is your tuition. You got to pay tuition. It's like being on campus and you just got to pay for your classes. That's how it works. Everybody gets on campus. Everybody gets gets to see and be exposed to all the educational processes. One of the things I'll let you know right now, I don't do multi-level marketing. We have a store. Don't get me twisted though. We have a store. If we have good products that are part of because I have products that are part of a multi-level marketing company. Why do I have it? Because I like the products. They help my body. Anybody like how I look in the morning? Well, that's because I take my micro daily. So we do have companies that are part of market that are really good product lines. They do very well, and they have a great company. You know, they have great customer service, and they do well by people. So we invite them to be part of our store. They're allowed to market in the store, but the marketing of the multi-level marketing is not a part of the university. We do not do that. I'm not knocking y'all. I just seen too many come and go, and we don't take on the liability. That's all. You can shop where you want, but do business how you do business in your space. Does that make sense? So I let folks know we're building here. It's moving. Time ain't nothing. Time is not going to stop for anybody. Every time I've run into an issue with some people, partnerships or whatever, we ain't stopped.
Just pivot.
This is well, yeah, and not only pivot, but we're growing. This is growing. People are seeing, eyes are opening because we told you this was happening in the world. We told you this was coming, and now you need it. You're here. So humble yourself and have a conversation, because I'm already humbled. The door is open. The past is gone. We ain't got time for that. I hope y'all getting where I'm coming from. But I also want to make sure that I give love to everybody here. How y'all doing? Here we go. Uh-oh. Hey, Life, how you doing? How we doing? All right, we got some folks in the house that's giving us some love.
Yeah.
We got y'all know just
Thank you. Life, grand rising to you.
Yes. Also, we got a bubble. We're on multiple platforms and they play sound.
Rising, Mr. and Mrs. Thomas. Hope you're well.
Isabella.
I'm listening for a little bit. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you too, Isabella Bay. Sister Bay. That's poet. That's our poetess.
Doc Poet. That's it.
That's poetry. That's what's up. I love that. We got so many people everywhere. You know, she's in Puerto Rico. We got folks in Dominican Republic, folks that are actually in Africa that watch the replay. And I was like, I did not know. In the continent of Africa, several folks around the continent of Africa catch the show afterwards. Everything we do is internationally used. Everything I teach, it works through the internet. All the tech that get taught in classrooms, everywhere. So who's limiting who? We have an international program, and all you got to do is come to a free sit down at 7 p.m. on a Wednesday or 7 p.m. on a Sunday and come meet us.
Zoom in conversation for what interests you.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the world has grown. The world has grown, and we learned to adapt the education because everybody's doing one thing or the other. We're preparing you to be able to take in that stuff. Most people jump into courses and then they jump out of them. You know why? Because no one prepared them for the course. No one prepared you for people think that if they teach things like trading, that trading is everybody's just gonna get it. They come to class and they get it. There's a foundation that needs to be had that most traders don't have time for because y'all be too busy following trades. So we teach you the foundation so you can keep up with the traders.
So you can understand the language.
You're not a trader. We teach you how to make money passively. I make money from the trading platforms without trading. I loan money to other entities. Why? Because if I make a profit, I make it make me more profits.
That's it.
But Taylor Kenny said you need a system. Now, one of the things I will let you know is that ITM trading does not in any way endorse cryptocurrency. They don't, in my opinion, they don't understand its purpose because they live at different levels than most people. ITM trading is mostly for people who are well financially established and not just getting started. And I mean getting started financially. Getting started with gold and silver and hard assets. If you have amassed a large amount of finances, I will recommend you look into their program. If you are looking to start making your finances start moving so that our system is cash, crypto, gold, and silver. You need to be able to build up finances because most of the first thing I get from people is I ain't got no money. That is not where you start with ITM trading. Y'all get that? By the time we introduce you to an ITM trading for their services, you'll be in a much better place. Y'all get it? I'll share that with you. We share the information from the platform because it's a resource. But some of y'all are not ready to jump off of there. Some of y'all are retired and y'all need to move some funds. Get on that platform, get it free consultation and education. Because if you don't lock up and solidify what you have, now while you will come to class with us, you'll protect what you have. Sounds like a system, anybody? Yes. And some of y'all think they don't, so most people don't think y'all have anything to protect. Oh, boo-boo. You have a lot to protect because if the government will come for it, you got something. People don't come for nothing. So you better protect it. And I'm not interested in what's in your pocket. I'm interested in what's in your head. Because you will pay tuition, but not before you know what you're looking for. Does that make sense? Educate before you buy. Learn before you go. Learn before you go because you will never grow without it. It's time, y'all. We're coming to the top of the hour. I want to just make sure we put out some points. Our newest class is about to start. It's exciting. It's going to be in April, so look for our flyer. You'll see it on our show show panel very soon. You'll see the introduction. Or if you would like to join the network itself, just go ahead into the website and just make up an account because the new website is going to embody everyone who's on the old one. If you get your membership, we'll reach out to you and say, hey, let's go. Let's get going. Now, membership, there's two. There's a free membership, which is to the website. Then there's a membership that's to the class that's current. You will also be brought into the new class. If you want to wait till the new class begins, it starts in April. Sign up. Let me know you would like to be on that in that class. What I will do is put a sign up sheet in the link. So if you're interested in that class, just click the sign up sheet that's on there. Because what happens is on the website. Because what we want to make sure we do is give everybody an opportunity to know that this ain't changing and neither are we. We're not going anywhere. I've been here teaching this. This has been my mission. Like I said, look it up. Look me up, P2G. Take a look when we got started. We've had multiple iterations of our website. We've owned this domain for several years. Yep. And we've taught one thing, how to learn how to move in this new economy. It's time. You're going to get the skill sets to help you work with people, with other businesses, and even to build your business. You're going to get the financial grounding to help you move, not only move your finances, but manage them well and protect them. It's time.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So with that, also, don't miss our Wednesdays, because Wednesdays, we got two things going on. Wednesdays is Work It Out Wednesday in the morning. 8 a.m. We have a new guest on every week. Check out last week's guest because he blew it up. He was phenomenal. We talked about trust. That was Ken Harrison, and he was great. Check out the replay, guys. Don't be afraid to check out what's up on the P2G YouTube because we've got a lot of good stuff for you. But we've got new guests coming. Now, when you see this our flyer, when you see our ending, you'll see you too have an opportunity to bring your business to get a free interview with Breakfast with the Thomases and share with you how you moving things. So if you want to come on and click the button, say hey, and I will send you the interview form so we can get started telling the world what you were up to. Block Wall Street is where we're going. We're bringing you in so that the world will know we out here. And that's the only way to do it, collectively. Stop trying to be an entity to yourself and join the community. Become a part of the collective. Because once we all stay in the same place, sending people the same place we are with our people, folks that know us, believe in us, we can get there. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, baby. Oh, so we got love in the house.
Thank you, Life. Thank you, Life.
All right, thank you, Life. Thank you all for watching us and being with us in this hour. We'll see you on Monday. And don't forget.
Oh, wait. Before you leave, wait. Don't get out of here. Show them the shirt.
Oh, Lord. All right. Mr. Thomas and I got some new shirts made. This is Breakfast with the Thomases. We, of course, we felt kind of weird because it's always the P2G shirt, and Breakfast with the Thomases is my spot. So we got to make sure that we have these available. If you guys want to order a Breakfast with the Thomases sweatshirt or a t-shirt or whatever, let us know, because we're actually working with some local folks that can manage some shipping. So I'm excited because, like I said, it's time for us to come together as a community. We can't keep putting funds in other people's pockets expecting us to grow. So let's make sure we do it. Order your t-shirts, support a local, come in and see who else is out here making it happen. I love y'all. Peace.
We out of here.
Ooh. See you. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday.